on this episode of Season 4, Let's Talk.
So that is my first company. But it doesn't stop there. I jump from company to company. So I've been to almost, I think, 8 networking companies. Marami doon yung mga bago pa lang. And then, yung iba, nagsarado after 1 year, after 2 years, nagsara. Yung iba, nag-away-away yung members until suddenly yung branch nag-close.
Hey folks, welcome back to the Rajiv Show, and I'm your host Rajiv Doreswamy. And this show aims to help reach out to those who are currently struggling in life and to remind you that life is indeed beautiful when you're inspired to make it your own. Folks, this introduction is going to be the longest introduction. This is one of my friends, multi talented, registered business professional, one of the top 7 nationwide. She's an investor, she's an entrepreneur. Folks, please welcome Lorraine Shador. Lorraine, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good.
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm staying productive as much as possible. Lorraine, could you kindly tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
So, I am a graduate of 3 courses. The first one is Associate in Accounting Technology. My second course is Management Accounting, and the third one is BSBA Financial Management. So I am actually a financial analyst by profession, and I am also a trader.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Lorraine, who were you in high school if you and I were classmates? Are you the person who hangs around with the sports people? Are you an introverted person who doesn't hang around with people who are always mostly into books, or you're always in your own world, or a competitor in academics?
I could say that I am extrovert and at the same time a competitor. So extrovert in the sense that I actually joined a lot of contests. So mostly poster and slogan making contests, and I was also joining pageants. And at the same time competitor since I belong to the top of the class. So we have this like two classifications, the special class and the regular class, and I belong to the special class.
Awesome. Awesome. The next question is who is your greatest motivator and why?
So my greatest motivator is the one who transformed my life. And that is actually Robert Kiyosaki. I read his book entitled The Cash Flow Quadrant, wherein on the left side we have the poor, which consists of the employed and the self-employed, and on the other side we have the rich people, which consists of business and investment. So in this book, you'll actually learn many things like the big fish and small fish in the businesses, together with the cash flow, the flow of money. So how much assets and liabilities and capital do you have? And when can you say if a person is already wealthy and financially free?
Awesome. What made you who you are?
Let's go back to where it all started. I was actually 16 years old, in first year college, when I started to search for this financial and time freedom. So, syempre, bata, a classmate of mine approached me and asked if do I want to have a business. And I said, yes. So, gusto ko business, no? And she said that if I want to have a business, I must pay 6,000. And I did right away. without knowing anything, without her presenting me anything, without showing me anything. I just gave the 6K right away.
Mm,
And actually, if you look back, it's wrong. You should not give money like that.
mm,
So luckily, the company I joined is quite a good company. So they conducted a lot of trainings, and minsan umaabot pa kami ng madaling araw.
mm,
And by the way, this is a networking company. So, ayun na tayo, power. Ganyan, power hanggang madaling araw. And I learned a lot from it. Uh, so, I get hooked up. But, syempre, I was still a student. I know my limitations. Kasi 16 years old pa lang ako. Kaka first year ko pa lang. So, yun. Um, that time, I was a good student. So, paano ba natin masasabi if you're a good student? So, I mean, kahit na di ka mag-aral, ako yung, alam mo yung mataas na kukuha.
mm,
So, minsan, feeling genius, alam mo yung parang napapanood sa anime na laging absent but you're the smartest one in the class.
mm,
That's what I thought, no? That's what I felt. Kasi nga, ganun yung nangyayari.
mm.
So, when time comes, I started taking absences to work out this business rather than going to school. But I'm still going to school. Yun nga lang, mas maraming time na dinededicate ko for that business.
Okay.
So, what I haven't taken into consideration is I began having this what we call bad habit.
Mm,
Kasi hindi ko napansin na hindi na ako nag-aaral, madalas ka nang di pumasok. Most of the time wala ka, syempre madami ka ring nami-miss.
true.
So, I missed the quizzes and I began failing on some of my subjects. And that's on my academic side. On the other side, while I was away from school, I am learning a lot from this networking or what we call multi-level marketing. I learned how to present to different kinds of people. So I know how to approach and deal with them. And I know the different sides of people who are very eager to get out of what we call rat race. So in this, I can say that your why is very important. So, ba't mo nga ba ginagawa yung certain thing? So, ba't ka nagde-networking? Ba't ka nagbe-business? Ba't ka nag-i-invest? So, your why is your foundation in doing different things. How deep is your why? Diba? Why are you doing this? Why do you want to do this?
Mm,
Because your why will determine your commitment and how long would you stay in the game. So, ayun na tayo. So, as I stay in the game, nalaman ko na din yung iba-ibang ugali ng tao. Andiyan na yung inggitan, members and leaders started fighting each other, backstabbing each other. And as a leader, syempre, I'm working hard din dun, di ba? I'm working hard as a leader. So, to expand my network and my team. So, and then, nag-away-away. So, ang ginawa namin, that time, we are going to expand na sa Isabela. Hindi namin pinasok lahat yon. So, ang ginawa namin, since product naman yung minarket namin, binili namin yung product and then we gave it to the people na sinabihan namin. And then we got out of the company. So, ayun, kasi medyo toxic na eh. Ang laki na ng gulo. So, that is my first company. But it doesn't stop there. I jump from company to company. So, I've been to almost, I think, 8 networking companies. Marami doon yung mga bago pa lang. And then, yung iba, nagsarado. After 1 year, after 2 years, nagsara. Yung iba, nag-away-away yung members until suddenly, yung branch nag-close. So, the last time I did networking was in 2015. This is my last company. This is the company which me and my team built from scratch.
mm,
And it was actually based in Dagupan. We are 5 there. The 3 are financiers and 2 are operators, and the 2 are me, and the other one is managing the company. So I am one of the in charge. So from marketing to sales to bookkeeping to team management and team building, no? Ako lahat. Kaming dalawa yung gumagawa ng lahat ng yon. So how the struggle here is, how will you sell a product that no one knows? How would you introduce a company that no one has ever heard of? How would you make people believe you when you have nothing to show? It's hard. It's actually hard. No, it involves a lot of your sweat, blood, and tears. So, marketing pa lang, yung tipong magbibigay ka ng flyers, posters, nakakapagod yon. Tapos, magpre-present sa every client, syempre, wala namang ibang kakausap, kayo lang. So, sunod-sunod yon. So, kung gaano karaming client sa office, yun din yung energy na need mo, no? So, kahit na pagod ka na, basta may client, go ka pa rin. So, present from client to client.
Interesting.
So, ayun siya. Nakakapagod actually. Until one day, someone believes, someone bought their product, someone joined the company, and dumami ng dumami. Actually, lumago siya. Nagkaroon ng solid na grupo. And then we started having this team buildings, masayang-masayang members, ang daming kapag break time nila sa school, doon na lang sila nagtatambay sa office, and then we are giving a lot of trainings, and we gain that trust. So finally, namunga lahat ng paghihirap, di ba? Sa una, talagang nakakapagod siya. Pero kung nandun ka na sa phase na yun na lumalago na siya, it's quite fulfilling. So, then one day, since I was still a student that time, I need to go back to Baguio. I was studying in Baguio. So, I need to go back to Baguio to continue my studies. So, yung nag-manage is yung isa kong kasama. Bukod dun sa isa kong kasama, may friend din ako doon na nire-report sa akin lahat, pati ginagawa nung isang co-founder. The one mistake I made is I trusted too much. Kumbaga, trust issues. So, ano ba yung pinaka-mistake dito? The improper handling of money. I thought I could trust the owners with the money. Yun pala, yung kinikita ng company is nire-remit sa family nila, sa panggastos, ginagastos sa ibang bagay. So the time that we need to give the payout sa mga members, walang mailabas. Kasi wala na yung pera. So, ready to expansion na sana kami doon to La Union. Then, that happened. So, since wala na yung pera, nagkasangay-sangay na, wala na rin pambayad ng rent, utilities, kuryente, and eventually, the company closed. Ouch. So, together with closing the company, syempre, the loss of trust of the people. So, lahat ng nagtiwala sa'yo, wala nang tiwala ngayon sa'yo. That's a very sad ending. Kasi parang feeling ko, syempre, since I was one of who bought them there, I was responsible. So, napakakit yan, no? Yeah. So, ayun siya. Many of my friends aren't my friends anymore dahil dun sa nangyaring yun. Pero that's lessons learned. Ngayon, as I go back, syempre, experience na lang. I keep the lessons and the experience.
Wow.
So yan yung pinaka-importante. If ever magbukas kayo ng company, kailangan may proper management of money. Kasi ito na yung sinasabi nila na if you want your business to grow, you should have a good CFO on your side. Kasi the digits will tell you everything. So, ano na nga ba yung status ng company mo? So, palago ba o palugi? So, ano ba yung, what can you do? So, how much assets, liabilities, capital do you have? So, what do you need to do? So, and what you should do. So, andun lahat yun. Makikita mo lahat yun sa numbers. So, syempre, tapos na tayo doon sa phase na yun. It's a sad ending. So, I continued my study.
Wow.
Bumalik ako sa Baguio. Then, I continued my second course. And that's when I started to know about trading and investing. So, and I shift from pursuing a business to building first and accumulating of capital through trading. So, actually, most of my friends here, most of my friends today doesn't know that history. Kasi they knew me na as a trader and I haven't told them my story.
Ooh.
And also, being a trader involves a lot of challenges. So, if running a business got me into a physical frustration, trading is more of psychological and more on emotional challenges. So, a lot more if you're still starting up. In other words, bago ka pa lang sa industry, you're still a newbie.
Mm.
But eventually, as you expose yourself to the market, learn from the ups and downs, the gain loss, uh, you'll learn. You'll learn then. So, learn macroeconomics, the fundamentals. Basta, continue mo lang. Continue learning throughout the way. And you'll get to know your own personality and trade based on that personality. And
Well,
that's the most important part of trading, knowing yourself. So, sino ka ba? Ilang risk ba yung kaya mong i-take? So, knowing yourself together with risk management and money management. You should know itong risk management and money management is a way to know what asset classes should you trade because different asset classes involve different levels of risk. So, kung di mo pa kaya itolerate yung malaking risk, syempre, dun ka muna sa mababang risk. So, if you're a newbie, what I can tell you is only trade what you could afford to lose. Then, practice. Practice and practice until you have trained and disciplined yourself to make consistent profits from the market. So, learning trading also involves a lot of hard work and sleepless nights. So, para sa akin, pinagpuyatan ko yun, no? Nag-aaral ako. I was a student, nag-aaral ako ng accounting at the same time, nag-aaral ako ng trading. Yung tipong titignan mo, scan mo lahat ng stocks para ready ka kinabukasan. So, I do my own analysis, I read books, watch videos. Then finally, I came up with my own system. So, if you came up with your own system, ayun na. So, you know how to trade the market and it will be all worth it. So,
awesome.
masasabi ko dito, even if you fall deep, you got to pull yourself up and keep moving forward. So, stand up, believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, and someday in the future, you'll achieve it.
Wow. That's very powerful. And a short two questions before we get into the short two questions. Folks, we will be come
Mhm.
back after these few messages. Calling in collectors from around the Philippines. Are you looking for a valuable history lesson about Baguio City? Or you just want to collect stuff that brings you back in time? Check out Hobby Depot Baguio, which is located at Kuwis number 8 Prudential Life Building below Jollibee, Assumption Road, Baguio City. You can also find them on Facebook at Hobby Depot Baguio. Hobby Depot Baguio, the one-stop shop for everything hobby related. Hey folks, welcome back to the Rajiv Show. And my guest, the legendary young hustler, Lorraine Shador, investor, entrepreneur, and also a motivator speaker. Now I'm gonna get into the third question, Lorraine. If today was yesterday, what would you keep and what would you let go of?
So, today was yesterday.
Yeah.
I'll keep my friends, no? I'll keep my friends kasi sila yung kasama ko doon sa challenges na yon. They are always there through ups and downs. So, yung tipong hirap ka na, yung tipong wala ka nang makain, pagod na kayo, they still are keeping intact. Andun pa rin sila. And they continue to support you and the team. Kasi ang hirap makahanap ng gano'ng kaibigan 'no, yung tipong, walang-wala ka na ta's andiyan pa rin. So, I'll keep my friends. So, yun yung lessons para sa'kin, eh. So, I'll keep the people who stays with me. So, I would let go of siguro, uh, I should be more careful 'no, yung trust problems.
Mm,
So, I can trust people but at a certain level only. Dapat hindi 100%, hindi all in.
mm,
Para if worst come to worst, hindi gano'n kalaki yung damage. Kasi sa akin, parang lost na yung trust ng lahat ng kakilala ko. So, once the trust is lost, mahirap nang ibalik. So, kung sana hindi lang ako nag-trust ng gano'n, gano'n, na 100% I put my trust on that people. Sana, I have that sheer hope na maka-recover yung company. Pero wala eh. Talagang walang-wala na yun.
okay. And my last question, of course, is what are your thoughts for the future? In this regard, what are your thoughts for the future of uh, business in general, or marketing, or investing for that matter? What are your thoughts for the future?
For now, I'm still planning to have a business in the future. Pero ngayon, di ko pa alam if anong line of business yung papasukin ko. But I'm still working on accumulating my capital and having that enough emergency fund through trading. I am doing trading today and someday in the future, business. So, ito na yung na not all people have this experience. So, I was very lucky. So, do I have my regrets uh having business while I was still going to school? Said no. No. I'm grateful na I have this experience so that in the future when I establish my own business, I know what to do now.
Awesome, interesting, and uh, a short philosophy quotation that you live by. Do you have do you have that by any chance? Like a philosophy or a motivational quote that you live by every day?
Yes. Actually, it says, like here, be open to everything and be attached to nothing. So
Wow.
it's kind of related to what I learned. So this is to give room for change and growth. So you have to be flexible, no? Kung if something goes wrong, you have to be open to the other opportunities. So sa akin, kahit na ang dami kong experiences, despite all that failures, no? So I'm having the business, I still managed to finish that 3 courses, no? I didn't stop my studies. I managed to finish the 3 courses and also top the exam in
Wow.
becoming a registered business professional. I managed to be top 7 in the whole Philippines. Despite all the sleepless nights I'm dedicating in learning trading. And it's quite a good achievement for me. So the second philosophy is expect the unexpected. You may never know what's waiting for you. And lastly, pray and trust God. Sometimes you may not see the way, but it's always been there. You may have a lot of problems, but you're still blessed. And put this verse into your heart. So this is my favorite verse. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. plans to give you hope and a future. I'm actually holding on to that.
That's that's good. That's so powerful. Anyway, uh, we are gonna get into one of my favorite segments, which is entrepreneurship talk. Since you mentioned earlier that you're an entrepreneur and an investor, the first question that I gotta ask is emotion versus logic. What do you think? It's all about the balance, or it's all about leaning towards one side, either emotion or logic. When it comes to, first, let's say, let's take it in the context of entrepreneurship, with your story earlier on. What are your thoughts? Is it supposed to be based on emotion, or it's supposed to be based on logic, or it's supposed to be balanced?
For me, it's supposed to be balanced. Um, you may have the logic, but you should also have the emotions. You should care for the people in your business. So, kailangan, ayun, alam mo yung business, alam mo lahat ng segments, at the same time, uh, emotions, pero not too much. Too much is not good. But supposed to be balanced.
And the mindset, the second question I want to ask is, what is the mindset of a person? Let's say, hypothetically, my listeners are wanting to get into business. What is the mindset that they should consider here? I mean, of course, granted that the first 5 years, that's the normal saying in the line of business, in the world of business, that you sacrifice 5 to 9 years starting out. What is the mindset that you should do, what if you fail or you succeed?
For me, try and try until you succeed. Kasi you will always encounter failures when doing a business. So it's not perfect, no? So minsan trial and error siya. So with that challenges, you take the lessons, and if you're gonna do it again, take that into consideration. Dapat you should not repeat the same mistakes you made.
Wow, very powerful. Anyway, we're heading into a segment called What Inspires You. This segment where you can talk about what inspires you. Basically, it's a platform for you to express yourself in terms of who inspires you every day and what inspires you. It either be nature or people or even life in general. So just start whenever you're ready.
I actually came to the point na, alam mo yun, yung, what what inspires me is actually, of course, number one that inspires me is my family. So I need, uh, my father is a seaman, and most of the time, the average time he spends here on the Philippines is actually only 2 months. 2 months for a year. So and he's doing that all over again. So what inspires me is my family. So I want to have that financial and time freedom. And someday, if I have my own family, I wanted to spend time with them instead of spending my time on my job and doing anything else. I want to have that quality time with my family.
In order for someone to connect with you on social media, how do they find you, by the way?
For those who want to connect with me, just message me through my page, Rina Scarlett. And you can actually like my read if you want to read my blog, it's amrain.wordpress.com. So I also have a YouTube channel, Rina Scarlett.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you again, Lorraine, for being a guest on my show. I'm looking forward to future collaborations with your stories and more stories in entrepreneurship to help motivate others. And thank you so much for coming to the show. Thank you, folks,
Thank
for
you,
tuning in.
Raj.
Thank you, folks, for tuning in. I will see you on the next episode.